In 2021, when I told people that I wanted to go to China, I was met with, China? Why do you want to go to China? But now things are quite different, and it seems like it's become trendy to go to China, and more people want to go to China and are curious about China, maybe opening their eyes a little bit. But some people say that others treat it like a trend. But what is my thoughts of this? From someone that has been interested in China for a little bit longer than the trend. Well, first off, I want to say that anything that draws attention to people traveling to see a country with their own eyes makes me happy. It truly makes me happy that more and more people are curious. I think it's very hard for people to keep believing what we grew up thinking about China when you see many positive things about China. Like, oh wow, like Shanghai, Beijing. They have amazing infrastructures. They look like they're living in the future, you know what I mean? And that's gonna affect people's mind. I think it was a huge change when iShow Speed went to China. I think he went to China like a little bit before I traveled last year. I think many people changed their minds when they saw his stream. It's like, oh, China isn't dangerous. If you had the mindset of my ex, which was like, if I go to China, I'm gonna get killed as an American, you maybe saw through iShow Speed or other content creators that no, you're not gonna be shot or killed if you go to China. So I think that really helped. And also the soft power through like creating games and creating amazing new car brands and technology. And also through content creators, like going to China, showing the real China. I have many friends that were like, oh, now I really want to go to China. You know what I mean? So yeah, times are changing. And we can't also forget that China has been changing. It's not like China has been like this forever. So it makes sense the more China opens up to the world and the more people see China, the more technological and developed China becomes, of course, people are going to draw their attention to wanting to go to China, of course. But some people are negative about it being a trend. Believe it or not, I'm not chronically online, and I don't, to be honest, watch much of what other creators make from China or like influencers make on TikTok about China. But from an outside perspective of these trends, I think unless people are mocking the culture, if it stops being a trend, it's still gonna be a positive, right? More people has opened their eyes to China, Chinese culture, and I can imagine the frustration some people have. If you're Chinese and you have, let's say, been bullied for being Chinese, people weren't very kind towards Chinese before, and like, I can understand it can feel frustrating that suddenly people just loves your culture, but before you got mocked because you were Chinese. But maybe times are changing for the better, and not everyone is those influencers that only cares about following trends. I mean, you can see many content creators just traveling to China now because it is kind of a hype to go to China. And it's like, I could think, oh, but do they really care about Chinese culture, or is it because, you know, it generates the money and like hype, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, for me, and hopefully for you too, the goal is for more people to see China for what it is and wanna experience the culture and all that. And let's say 80% just follows a trend and then they don't care about China after. 20% still has learned more about China and maybe get more interested in Chinese culture. So I would say, conclusion from my perspective as a non-Chinese that are very interested in Chinese culture, and I want to see more people go to China and try to understand more Chinese culture, I think it's a positive. But I really want to hear the thoughts of others, and especially Chinese people. So leave a comment down below and tell me, what are your thoughts about this China trend? Do you find it to be positive or negative? So yeah, that's my thoughts of China being a trend, or in general more popular. I think everyone that comes to China with respect to see the country, it's amazing, you know? So yeah, that's my thoughts. See you in the next one. 再见.